What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to another glam polish video. This is the Experiment 626 is Back collection, inspired as a companion collection to their color scheme of the Stitch to the Rescue polish back in 2016. These are currently available on the site as they dropped this afternoon. So without further ado, let's dive in and check them out. Stitch to the Rescue, again, is a bright blue base with shifting iridescent flakes, neon pink glitter mix, and reflective glitter. We have a Crelly formula going on here. Very easy to build up to opacity. I thought 2 coats was just perfect and plumped up nicely. Now this, between the glitters and the reflective glitter sprinkle going throughout here, I wouldn't classify it as being a straight reflective glitter finish. Again, it is, in my opinion, a sprinkled type of effect, but it's still going to leave you with a bit of texture. So make sure you use a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat on this one. Aliens Are All About the Rolls is a bright chartreuse with Aurora shimmer and reflective glitter. This is one of my top picks in the set. I so love a good slimy green, and this is perfect. I always think of summer with these types of colors. The complementing shimmer to this is a touch subtle and very much like what you see on the video here is pretty much how I'm seeing it in person. But as you can see, as you build it up, it gives almost like a bit of a depth, if you will. Again, on the subtle side, but it kind of just makes it a little bit different than, say, a straight neon cream. I chose to do 3 light coats with this, as these types of greens tend to be on the somewhat more crelly kind of patchy side, so I chose to take it slow and steady, and it was perfect at 3 thin coats, a glitter smoother, and a glossy top coat. I'm sure Elvis had his bad days too, is a neon glitter mix with shifting iridescent flakes and reflective glitter and a clear base. So we have basically a topper, but as I've said previously on my glam polish videos, their toppers you can definitely wear by themselves. So typically I recommend 2 to 3 coats, glitter smoother and glossy top coat. Same thing applies with this one too. I chose to stop at 2 coats because, again, these aren't really intended to, say, build up to opacity. It was cute on its own like this. And then speaking of, also cute and fluffy is a neon glitter mix and scattered holographic flakes in a clear base. So same thing. This is what I would consider a touch less dense than, say, the Elvis one, the previous one. I chose to do also 2 coats. Now I want to know, if you choose to do, say, a sponging method with any of these types of toppers, I will strongly recommend make sure you wet your sponge before you do any type of sponging with glitters. You'll thank me for that later. I use a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. This is your Badness level. I swear is also named after my 3-year-old. It is described as a bright red orange with Aurora shimmer, reflective glitter, and a hint of scattered holographic flakes. This is very pretty. When I swatched it, I had the feeling that this was going to be just blown off camera on the screen, but watching the playback here on my monitors, it looks pretty color accurate. This is very much a fiery type of red, and it has that touch of an orange undertone to it. Very flattering, very crelly, but very creamy smooth too. So 2 coats, glitter smoother, and glossy top coat again. You Are Built to Destroy is a deep purple with Aurora shimmer and reflective glitter. This is on the more heavier side in terms of opacity than some of the other more solid colors that we're seeing in this collection. Again, I chose to do 2 coats. I didn't feel a need really on any of these types of more solid colors to do that 3rd coat, and that's just because these plump up so well. The reflective glitter on this one is a touch more prominent than the other ones, but it's still going to be that nice scattered starry type of light effect across the nail. This is another one that you will need to use a glitter smoother with. We're Sisters, It's Our Job is a bright pink with Aurora shimmer and reflective glitter. When I first opened my PR package and I saw this one next to Badness level, which was the fiery type of red, I was like, okay, these are going to be really hard to photograph. They're going to just, skew and then look really close together, but I don't think they do. Where that one was that fiery red, We're Sisters is this beautiful type of popping hot type of pink, and the shimmer itself gives that peachy type of cast in the more brighter lights where you can see it. This I chose to do 3 thin coats with. Your preference on that, I think some of you might be able to get away with 2 coats. I hate it when you use Ohana against me. This is a periwinkle crelly base with Aurora shimmer and reflective glitter. Now, I would have to say this one is probably the softest in terms of finish out of the bunch, but you can still build it up to a really creamy, smooth appearance at 3 coats. So I kind of lobbed it on there on that 3rd coat, and it didn't give me any issues with, too much polish on the nail or dry time, anything like that. This one also dried down with a bit of thirstiness and a bit of texture. It is just very flat, and you'll want to possibly use a glitter smoother with this one too, just because in the event that your top coat of choice is on the thinner side. It's a little broken, but still good. It is a bright green with shifting iridescent flakes, multi-chrome flakes, aurora shimmer, and fuchsia micro glitter. We have a very true curly type of formula here too. It's quite plumping, and depending on your preference for how you want it to look, I think some of you may be able to stop at 2 coats, especially those of you rocking shorties or nubbins. But if you have any type of free edge, or you're like me and you just like it thick, then I would suggest going up to 3 thin coats. This one also, again, repeating myself here, you're going to need a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, smooth those flakes out. And this is just fun, shredded type of green goodness going on here. And we're going to wrap this up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. So pretty much we've got curlies, lots and lots of curly type of formulas here, even though some of them built up to a more cream-like appearance. I am on the fence about these. Of course, the glitters are the outliers here. They are intended to be, toppered or built up on their own, however you want to wear them. But on the rest of the collection, I don't know. Yes, some of these do pass the test. I will say that. They look kind of cool over black. No streakiness or anything like that. Very forgiving type formulas, but I don't know. I feel like they're all so respectively strongly tinted, especially these last couple of super neon bright colors. I think you'd have to be mindful of that. And even if you went with matchy-match colors, it just wouldn't make sense as these build up so well to their own opacities. These are currently available on Glam Polish's site, as you see here. For this weekend, for the first 96 hours, per usual, we have a coupon code. Save 5% off individual polishes with the code EXPERIMENT5, or save 10% off all full collections with the code EXPERIMENT10. I will link you all below to Glam Polish's site, where you can see these and many more as you see on the website here. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.